It's a 2014 film that was directed by Alejandro Gonzalez, and wow, okay, so I'm sure a lot of people by now have heard a lot about Birdman, or they've seen it. There's been so much critical acclaim and praising for this movie, how great it is. So to say that I was looking forward to watching this is an understatement. Back when it came out in the theaters, I wanted to see it also for the actors involved. So after finally getting the chance to watch this film, I'm gonna have to say that I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because this movie is so much better than I thought it was going to be. It's amazing. I loved this movie. And the reason why I'm upset is because I've already done my best of 2014 in film. I've already made that video, and I'm ashamed to say that I didn't get the chance to put this movie on that list. It deserves a spot. This film is that great. And I'm also, another reason why I'm upset is because as an aspiring filmmaker, writer myself, I see this movie, I see the work that was put into it, the originality, and all of the creative forces and the acting involved. It makes me go, wow, I have nothing. I can't touch this material or the work that was put into this. I'm amazed. Where do I begin? Let's start with Michael Keaton, because Michael Keaton is phenomenal in this movie. I mean, I've always liked him as an actor. I have. And it's not like maybe this is his comeback film, because he's been in things here and there, but this is his first starring role in a good while that's meant something, that's mattered, that's really been about something. The character that he plays is this guy who, back in the day, 20 or so years ago, he used to be this big famous actor. He was doing comic book movies, and he was the man until he got big-headed and he quit that franchise. So now his career has been stagnant. Nothing really has been going on. Sound familiar? So he's trying to write his own play and be a theater actor, be taken seriously and relevant again. So you're seeing his psychosis and how crazy he's become from everything in his life and his career. He even has this inner voice, you could say. It's himself talking in his head, but it's really deep sounding, and it's telling him how pathetic he is now and how he just should go back to being that superhero character that made him famous. And it's just, the parallels between this character and his real life is frightening. And I love the fact that he was willing to take this role, to put himself out there, to really show his vulnerable side and the insecurities that he probably has about what happened with Batman and everything. Just, I love the moments when he's in his head and this Birdman character is telling him that he's shit without this identity. You also have Edward Norton, who is a pretty big name actor who's willing to be a part of this play, more so because he either got fired or quit his big movie role. And I love the way that Edward Norton plays this character, because he's a great actor, but he's full of himself, and he's so difficult to work with, which is something that I've heard countless times of Edward Norton in real life. That he's just this actor that comes in, which is what he does in this movie. He takes the script and he questions every little line of dialogue and says how this is dumb, that's dumb, we should change it, we should do it this way, my way is better. Questioning everything that Michael Keaton wrote and why he did it, and it's just like, wow, this is Edward Norton. These actors playing maybe an exaggerated version, but still a version of themselves, and sort of realizing that these are their faults, and amazing. Some of the other actors, Zach Galifianakis, who plays Michael Keaton's lawyer. And when you think of Zach Galifianakis, you do think of that goofy character that he always plays. But here, he wasn't like that at all. His reactions to Michael Keaton freaking out, his random burst of going crazy, was priceless. Loved everything about it. Naomi Watts, who is working on the play, she's a great actress. And then Emma Stone. Emma Stone, my God, she has to be in my top 3, if not 2, or even 1 favorite actresses. She is amazing in this movie. She plays Michael Keaton's daughter, who is also his assistant, and she's angry at him, she's pissed at him for not being there when she was a kid. The one scene where they have this big, huge fight, and they're yelling back and forth, and she just stops him and goes on this long rant about how he's not relevant anymore, how he's just afraid he's doing this because he's afraid that nobody cares about him, that he doesn't matter, and just all of this stuff. That's some of the most hurtful things you could probably say. But I don't know, I feel like, again, since this character does ring so true to Michael Keaton, it was hard to watch a scene like that. It's hard to watch Michael Keaton sort of being depressed about his career and about everything that's going wrong. Man, there's so much to this story. But let's also talk about the filmmaking itself, because like I said, there's a lot to be admired about that. You have this thing throughout the whole movie where the camera, it's presented like it's one long continuous take. There's no cuts, there's no switching the camera angles. It looks like they've shot this all in one long, like it's a play. And the camera is just following them. And that's what helps make it so realistic. And I noticed it in the first 10 minutes or so, and then when you get so into the story and the acting, you forget about it until you eventually realize, wow, they're still doing this. And the score. The score, it's not like there's actual real songs or different types of music. It's this one sort of same sounding jazz beat that's playing almost throughout the whole movie. And I loved it. I love the way how it just subtly comes in, very low, and then there's moments when there's high energy and emotion and it's just really going to town on the drums and there's even one scene where Edward Norton and Michael Keaton are walking in the street, and you see this guy out in the street corner playing the drums, and like that's where the music's coming from, and every once in a while they keep showing him. It's just really creative. I can't gush enough about this movie. I loved it. I loved everything that this was about. I can't recommend it anymore. If you haven't seen this movie, please go do so. I cannot wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. I am definitely buying it. I know it's really not in the theater anymore, but if I were to rate this movie, better than Sex. I'm sorry, but this movie deserves a better than Sex rating. Let me know in the comments below if you have seen Birdman. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.